As long as you did it, that will be working. All right, so let's do the first one. See if we're on the right track. Marshall plans to invest 10,500 in two different bonds in order to spread out his risk. Okay, first bond has an annual return of 10%. The second bond has an annual return of 6%. If Marshall expects 8.5% return from the two bonds, how much should he invest into each bond? Where do we go?
Two bonds.
How many?
Two.
Two. What are those two?
Two bonds.
So what are they called?
A.
Bond A and bond B. What do you do with them?
10%. Bond A. Bond B.
What do we do with them? What do you know about
Bond A has 10%.
Okay. them? Great. What does that mean? What did I tell you before? Stop trying to go right to the numbers. Stop. What do you do with these two bonds? What does that mean, investing?
Meaning
What?
The returns you get are.
Oh, what do you mean investing?
You're putting money.
Don't tell me anything about 10% and 6%. I don't want to hear it.
You're putting money into
How many?
a company.
10,500.
How many companies?
Two companies.
Two. How much did I put into A?
10%.
No, you didn't.
Oh, you.
How much did you put into A?
X.
X.
No. How much did we put into A?
Eat.
How much did we put into A?
Money.
How much did we put into A? Do you know?
No.
No. How much did we put into B?
You don't know.
Don't know. How much did we put into A and B together?
10,500.
How do you know that?
Invest
It says-
10,500.
Because he plans to invest 10,500 into two different funds. So if I say money into bond A plus money into bond B, if I add these two things together, what do I know?
10,500.
What is that 10,500?
The total is investing.
Total, how do you know total? Why total? Total means what?
Add. So,
Yeah.
So,
How many numbers do you see there?
None.
None. None. Stop trying to go into these problems and start banging around numbers when you don't know what you're banging around. Okay? If you don't know what you're doing with these numbers, don't. Set up a problem that you can work with. Okay? Now, that's one equation. You have an option. We can go to the second equation, or I can fill in the pieces for this equation. Which one do you want to do? Second equation, fine. So we've taken care of the first sentence. Done. First bond has an annual return of 10%. The second bond has an annual return of 6%. Now, there's an understood thing here that it's simple interest, not a compounded interest. Okay? Well, the problem is, how do you find interest?
You multiply by the desk, like, for example, 10% is 0.10.
No. Don't give me any specific examples. How do you find interest?
You move the decimal
Ah!
places.
How do you find interest? It's a very simple formula. What is it?
A plus P plus Y.
A is equal to P. Sometimes Q and not Y. Well, you learned this a long time ago. What's your interest? All right, put it this way. How do you calculate the distance of an object that's moving?
Calculation P, distance from the original.
Distance is equal to what?
P over Y2 minus Y.
You're in physics class. Distance is equal to what?
Time over time.
Rate times time.
Yeah.
Distance is equal to rate times time. Let me show you something real quick. Distance is equal to rate times time. Interest is equal to rate times the principal times time. Same thing. Okay. Interest is equal to principal times rate times time. Only for simple interest though. This is not a compounded interest problem. You haven't gotten to compounded interest problems yet. It's a little bit different. It's actually a lot different. Okay. Very few things work on simple interest. Something that you guys know and you probably don't pay attention to though, tax. You go to the store, buy your candy bars or a bag of chips or soda, you go to Butler's, you get that VAT. That's a simple interest problem. It takes the principal or the amount and multiplies it by the rate. How many times does it do that? 1. So T is equal to 1. Okay? So in 1 year, what's time? Annual, what's the time?
Every
1 year.
So time is equal to 1. So for this problem, we can say that our interest is equal to principal times your rate. Principal means what?
The amount.
Hmm?
The amount.
The amount you put in. Okay, the monetary amount that we're putting in there. Okay, how much did we put in there? A and B. Okay, A and B. So now, in order to solve this problem, you have to know this guy. The first bond has an annual return of 10%, and the second has an annual return of 6%. Well, it wants to get back 8.5%. How do I figure that one out? This one's not so simple. Well, we're talking about money, right? What'd you do in this problem? Before you can get any money back, what do you have to do? We had to put money in. Okay? Well, it's kind of like your nickels and quarters going into the coin machine. How do you know how much money you have for quarters? Short-term memory, we just did this 5 minutes ago. You have 37 quarters, how much money do you have? 37 times. Okay, 37 times 0.25. Well, I want to know how much money I'm getting back from my 10% return.
Oh, that times.
Well, which one is our 10%, which one's our 6%?
First one.
First one, okay, A is 10%. Okay, so this is 10%. Then this one is 6%. Okay, so A plus B is equal to 10,500. Well, if A is the amount that we put into bond A, B is the amount that we put into bond B, how much do I get back for this? Well, how am I gonna do this?
Percentage, you can convert to decimal.
I'm going to get what? How am I gonna figure this out? Is this problem talking about the actual money that I'm getting back?
How much do you invest?
No, like percentage.
We're only looking at what?
The percentage of how much money is that?
Which is called what then?
How much should be invested into each one?
That's what we're trying to find out. What is this other problem dealing with? What is this second sentence dealing with? Is it talking about the total money at the end of the year?
Annual.
Oh, it's talking about how much,
Expect.
I read the question.
What's the second question asking?
Asking about, how much should A be in order for the outcome to be 8.5%?
How much should A and what be?
A represents the amount of.
True. Don't try to answer the question yet. I'm only referring to the second sentence. What is the second sentence talking about? It is not talking about the total money at the end of the year.
The first bond,
What is it talking?
The first
Annual
one gives you back
returns.
10%, like per year, it gives you back 10%.
So what are we looking at? Okay, that's great, that's what that says, yes, you put money in, you get 10% back, you put money in, you get 6% back. What are we talking about?
10%
What is that called?
Interest.
Thank you. We're looking for the interest only. There's a big difference between the interest and the value of this thing at the end of the year. Because what's the value of this thing at the end of the year? Assuming you don't take any money out.
It's gonna be 10% of what you.
That's only gonna be the interest.
It
No,
was
it's
plus
gonna be
10,000.
110%.
It will be 100, the value of it will be 110%. Do I want the 110%?
Yes.
No. I only am looking at the interest. Therefore, I'm only looking at this guy. This is why this part is important. What's the principal? What do we say the principal was? The amount we put in. So in words, we're gonna find the interest from A and do what? You got two accounts, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with the interest from A? Add it to what? The interest from B. So what do you know about that?
It gives you,
Well, if you add two things, what do you get?
the sum.
Which is also called the, starts with a T,
Total.
total interest. So now, question is, how do I calculate the interest from account A? What's the principal for account A? Principal again means what?
The amount you're getting back.
The amount, not that I'm getting back,
You're
Putting in.
the amount that I put in. How much did we put into account A? A. How do I calculate the interest for that? What do I do with that amount that I put in? Multiply it by the what?
So interest.
By the interest rate for A. All right, I'm going to expand this out a little bit. How about the interest from B? How do I do that one? C? Oh, B. Take the amount B and do what with it? Multiply it by the rate for B. Well, that's gotta equal what?
The amount of money in your bank.
Which is what? Total interest.
So it's equal
That is
to-
Well, how much did you put in? Total investment.
Times total,
I'm just looking, I don't even know what's happening.
Times what?
26.
8.5?
Not the total interest,
No,
but
times,
the
times.
combined interest. Well, now, we can go back and I'm running out of room. Okay? Well, A is just A. What's the rate for A?
0.1.
1.1.
0.1. What's the rate for B?
0.06.
0.0.
What was the total investment?
It should be 10,500 times 0.085.
Why?
Because, when you convert, the percentage, 8.5% to the decimal point.
Because he wants a return of 8.5%.
So that gives you.
So how many equations do we have? Well, we've got one right there and one right there. Okay? I cannot stress to you, yes, this one is expanded out. Once we get used to this, we don't have to go through this every single time. But if you haven't gone through this, you need to think through these problems. They're not all just, oh, I just put a number, I just put a number, I just put a number, and I just crank it out like a silly monkey. Okay? You've got to think about some of these things. Okay? How do you calculate interest? If you didn't know how to calculate interest, you couldn't have done this problem. Now, most of you know how to calculate interest, even if you couldn't remember that, because you would remember how to do these things, because you've done this type of problem. Okay? Well, how much is invested in account A, and how much is invested in account B? Question? Question? Question?
These 3,937.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Is what?
3,937.5. And A is 6,562.
Yep. 6,000.
No, yeah.
6,562.5.
3,937.
That about right?
3,937.
We had 3 cents, I didn't say something about that. How many of you guys use graph? No? How many guys use substitution? Elimination? Matrices? Okay. Do we all concur that it's 65, 62.5 and 39, 37.5?
Yes.
Somebody get anything different? Okay. So nobody did any graphing. Interesting. Okay. All right. Now, believe it or not, that's probably one of the harder problems that you're going to see. Okay. That's about it. Now, try the next one. Now, you would be able to relate to this if we weren't on standard-based grading. If we were on regular point grading now, you would be able to relate very closely to this. Most of you guys still think of things in terms of points anyway, so you should be able to get this. Jesse has a total of 179 points on her last 2 history tests. Second test score is a 7-point improvement from her first score. What are the 2 test scores? Oh, killing it. I know, making you read.
X plus Y equals 170.
No!
You don't use to the.
Not have to use 2 variables. How do I not use 2 variables?
You can use 2, because the points from the first one plus the points from the second is 89.
How much did she get on the first one?
The first one is the second one minus 7. Or the second one is the first one plus 7. So you use substitution.
One variable is easy.
So the system for this one is actually not a system. Because Ricky's insisting that it only has 1 variable. If it only has 1 variable, then it's not a system. But we have 2 scores.
Please learn how to use this course, right? What do you mean?
Give you a little bit of time to think about this one.
Yeah, I did that. No, you gotta add seven. You. Relationship with you. Here's C, A, here's B. I'm gonna say I'm 7 more than A. So when you plus B and A have the same one. So you plus or minus are the same. When you minus, you got the lower ones, when you plus, you got the higher one. Same for all. I'm so tired.
You're a genius.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna say, I don't know. What if it said Oxford red and blue? Would it matter? No. That's the beauty of this. Good to know what they are. All right, so let's look at this guy, or girl, actually, Jesse. Total, 179 points on our last 2 history tests. How many tests?
2.
So, test 1 plus test 2 is gonna be what?
179.
179. Score on the first one plus score on the second one is equal to 179. Well, the second test, T2, means equal, a 7-point improvement from the first score. Improvement means what? Why plus it?
Because he improved. Yes.
Then it's going up. So, second score is T1 plus 7. Now, this one is set up ideally for substitution, which is why, if you read it a certain way, you can do the substitution at once. And this is one of those where I told you that one problem is going to be set up in standard form, one is going to be set up in slope-intercept form. Well, there you go. Okay, so now we can say that test 1 plus test 1 plus 7 is equal to 179. Well, how many test 1s do we have? 2. 2 test 1 plus 7 is equal to 179. Well, now you're back in pre-algebra. 2 test 1s is equal to what?
172.
172. Now what?
Test 1 is divided by 2.
Divided by 2, 172 divided by 2.
86.
Test 1 is 86. Well, if test 1 is 86, then test 2 is what? 86 plus 7, which is?
93.
93. 86 plus 93 gives you what? 79. All right. Oh, no. New parking lot has space for 450 cars. Ratio space for full-size cars, compact cars is 11:4. Oh no, we're back to ratio. Oh my gosh.
Right there. This. Substitution. What do you say?
Minus 320.
Oh my god.
Double cheeseburger.
Four. And is equal to you should have it like.
Ricky.
You're too cool for me, man.
Too cool for school. Let's try and get this up here. We'll have a dad joke.
Minus 7.
Maybe I do.
Oh, you have time is 0.0.
Yes. Or the next one.
Absolutely.
Cheese. Plus 7.
Is equal to,
Do we get the parking lot problem yet?
Yeah.
Yes, no? No?
Oh my god, there's so many.
The percentages are so in
It's easy, do you think I know? You don't want to take a beat.
I can kind of it's like stronger to control. Just one.
Funny, how many cars? Did you have to set up a system?
You can just use one equation.
Oh, you can just use one equation. You can go all the way back to the same type of problem that we have with angles, ratios of angles. Well, if you know that the ratio is 11 to 4, 11 what to 4 what?
I put 4 sides to 4. So 11 f plus 4 f is equal to 4.
What?
Okay, I'm not gonna disagree with that, but I'm just curious about why you used 11. Don't confuse that,
Please.
12 card is not gonna be right.
okay? Because it's not saying 11 full size to 4 short size. Now, this F is not the same thing. This is saying, okay, 11 of this plus 4 of this is equal to 450. Okay? No need to set up a second equation.
I use the X.
Use X, use A, use B. This time it's only one variable. So we do get 15 of whatever you have. Okay? And then you take 15 into 450, and what do you get, 30?
Yeah.
So then we take that to find the full size is equal to 11 times 30. The compact is equal to 4 times 30. So you get 330 and 120, which adds up to 450.
Yeah.
Okay, this problem, just knock that one in. It's not necessarily a systems problem. You've actually done many of the problems like this when we dealt with complementary angles and supplementary angles. Okay, so be careful when these guys are.
I don't know what one. The ball.
Ask him.
How's the rate of return?
Where does it say? Oh, what is the rate of?
Exactly.
Search it on what is the rate of?
Oh my gosh, get off your Google, try and search what is the rate of curve.
It's big.
Ricky, it doesn't work.
I'm using big.
I don't care if you use Bing,
I'm using
Firefox.
I'm using Naver. It's period.
Yeah.
I'm using Yahoo.com.
I'm trying to do that.
I don't know how to find the rate of curve.
When I throw a curveball at you, apply it. New one.
Yeah, maybe.
Come on, think about it. When you go Google, think about how we choose other problems. It's not, really not any.
You made out correct.
Double cheese.
Can we go to number 22?
No, Richard, I want you to think about that one.
Well,
Yes, current means how fast is the water moving, or air, but in this round, it's water.
I'll do that problem if you want to learn this.
did you really get that? Why is
Hey, come on.
Where did they choose? Where did they choose? Where? Yeah. What? Why?
Alright. Did you find out how many calories are in a chocolate milkshake? How many calories are in a chocolate milkshake? 1,160? So how many are in a double cheeseburger? Ladies and gentlemen, I know some of you guys are working ahead. So the milkshake and the double cheeseburger. What did we say was milkshake, 1,120?
I got 9.
How much?
I got 9.
9.
But milkshake. No, milkshake or 1,160.
Oh, 2,160. Okay, so what about the double cheeseburger?
440.
440? Well, something's not right because 1160 and 440 doesn't add up to be 2040.
2 cheeseburgers.
Oh, 2 cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
That's just a reversible thing to water and light.
So, 2 double cheeseburgers plus a milkshake is equal to 2040. So a large milkshake has
But this is not cheap.
milkshake. How do I write that? A large milkshake at McDonald's has 720 more calories than a double cheeseburger.
No, the bit of still water.
How would you write that equation
Upstream or
But what?
for the milkshake or the first sentence? A McDonald's chocolate milkshake has 720 more calories than a double cheeseburger.
So calorie for double cheeseburger. Okay. Just write it as C. And calorie for milkshake would be C plus 720.
C plus 720. So the double cheeseburger, okay? Large McDonald's milkshake has 720 more than a double cheeseburger. So is that D plus 720 is equal to the milkshake? Or is that M plus 720 is equal to the double cheeseburger? Milkshake has, a milkshake is, all right? Milkshake is the double cheeseburger plus 720. Okay, so be careful. Right? Now, this one, set up very nice for which method? Substitution. Just take this value, plug it in for M, and then solve for your D, or whatever you call your, whatever variable for your cheeseburger.
The rate of carbon.
Okay. 21, the chemist. The chemist. These are very popular mixture problems. Okay? I will give you a hint. The mixture problems are almost identical to the banking problems.
Why do you want
Just curious, how many people are in chemistry?
Nobody. You gotta take chemistry now.
You do chemistry next year.
Good. Then you're going to impress your chemistry teacher if you can remember this.
I know.
Because believe it or not, these are the ones that stump a lot of chemistry. That's why people blow stuff up.
Why don't you give us a survey?
Sometimes you blow stuff up on purpose.
Yeah. Pretty good, yeah.
The rate of current miles
And it's going downstairs, so 5 minutes.
Then we got 22. A boat can travel 36 miles downstream in 2 hours. Coming back upstream, the boat takes 3 hours. What is the rate of the boat in still water? What is the rate of current? Still water means what? No current. Current means what?
Speed of the wave.
Speed of the water. Okay? So, be careful. Strong suggestions, draw a picture. A heart, cardiovascular system is not part of this flow.
Why is that so
You sure it's right?
There you go.
Oh, it's awesome.
So, yes, distance again, remember, is rate times time.
Yeah, and this would have been.
So current times kilowatt is, oh yeah, that's it. So that's what is that?
Distance.
Hey, are you?
That's what about rate.
Oh.
60.
Rate times, what is the rate?
Plus physics. 36 equals.
Is this?
Everything's. That's actually super simple, easy.
Rate is 16. I found it.
You did very good.
Thank you for putting that up.
No, is that always the physics?
I think that physics is amazing. Physics, I'm just taking everything that you do in mathematics and actually doing it time.
I'd rather.
Yeah.
Is everyone?
Softball. Because guess what?
It's on the right.
So should we do the chemist problem? Should we have a crack at the chemist problem or no? You guys still working on that? Anybody got our equation set up for the chemist? A plus B is equal to 200? How do you know A plus B is equal to 200?
So A is the amount of 25% acid. Amount of 50.
They're 50. Okay, so now here's something that I really should stress. Once we start to get into a little bit more complex problems, it is imperative that we start to define our variables. Okay, you guys are going to start to get into lab reports and everything else, and IAs and tests, standardized tests, and different things. You are going to be asked, need your attention. You're going to be asked to use different variables. You need to define these variables because these variables are going to depend on you. Your A might mean something else other than somebody else's A. So start to get into the habit. Even if it's something like this, very briefly, state what this is. Now, a more practical reason, something happens. We get to the end of the class and all you have is A's and B's on your paper. You go through the rest of the day not thinking about what A and B is. You get home to try to finish this problem because you don't want to not do your homework or whatever. Then you sit down and like, what was A? What's B? All right, so help yourself out. Write down and start to define your variables. So in this case, A is the amount of 25% solution, B is the amount of 50% solution. So we know if we take the amount of A plus the amount of B, if we put these together, what do we get? 200. How do you know? Because we're going to end up with 200 milliliters here. Okay? Now, we can start to do a little bit of the word sentences with the numbers as we get through these. So there's my one. Now, 25%, 50%, how much is each solution? Well, to form a 35% solution. So now, how do I get this?
The formula.
What formula?
The add system.
Same back here. Distance is equal to rate times time. Principal is equal to, interest is equal to principal times rate times time. All these things are coming back to the same simple formula. The solution is the amount times the percent plus the amount times the percent. Well, if I'm going to get that whole thing, how much of the full solution do I have?
200 plus 5 times.
Now, this is where I'm going to stop and ask you, what is this one?
0.25.
What is this? What is this equation, I should say? What does this equation represent?
Quantity of how much of the 0.25% solution.
Don't get specific. Quantity of what?
Quantity of the stuff you combining.
Okay, so the quantity of our solutions, the amount. Okay, so this one is just dealing with the quantity or amount of liquid. What's this one dealing with? So the first one is dealing with the amount of liquid. What's the second one dealing with? The percent concentrations, okay? So we're dealing with concentrations, very important. Okay, is that one necessarily dealing with the amounts? No, because that bottom one I can change. What if I don't want 200 milliliters? What if I want 200 liters? But I still want it at 35%. Would that bottom one change? The only thing that would change would be this, and it would be 200 liters, not 200 milliliters. The percentages stay the same. Okay? So these things, the amount in A times the percentage in A, the amount in B times the percentage in B, the total amount times the percentage of the amount, this piece does not change. Okay? Because it's dealing with percent. Whether you have one drop or one barrel, it doesn't matter. Okay? This one is the one that changes depending on the amount. All right? All right. So now we got our two equations. Can we find out how much is how much of solution A? So we should be able to find A. We should be able to find B. How much is in A?
I got 120 over here.
120. What?
How many?
For
For 25%.
25%?
Yes.
And then that means how much is in the 50%?
80.
120 plus 80 is?
235.
225.
202.
Awesome. Glad you can.
190.
Okay. So your investment problems and your solution problems are almost identical. All right? Investment problems and solution problems are almost identical. Now the boat. A boat can travel 36 miles downstream in 2 hours, coming back upstream, the boat takes 3 hours. What is the rate of the boat in still water? What is the rate of the current? You guys skip that one to the antifreeze problem. Be honest.
I was working on that.
I did it. I did the right question. But after asking,
You're after asking what?
yeah, I did.
You trust me?
Yeah, yeah.
No. John started again, I'm checking his email. Looking for a balance.
Oh.
I'll go ahead.
Why is that? Why not?
Why did you laugh?
Why did you not Sorry, why
I was surprised that I paid this.
Alright, let's go, we got 22, 23, 24.
I thought I was First, I got
Raise
to
yourself, upstream is something.
Except, alright.
I actually mentioned that I don't know what.
Yeah, I sometimes do it. And
15, yeah, thank you so much.
Oh, why was it
also upstream and downstream.
If you
Why is downstream?
so smart.
Why is downstream?
Dude, Ricky, it's so easy, man.
Just average. Divided due to the average of upstream and downstream.
Average of carbon.
No, what is the rate?
You are subtractive. You subtract.
We're wrong. And he's right.
Trust me, I am.
Okay, you are wrong.
You subtract it.
You subtracted. Oh, I don't think
Give us a flash.
Before I forget, we will have a little quiz when you come in next time. And it will be on the word problem.
Is it somebody?
Everything. Shouldn't take it very long. Maybe
Like that.
in 2 minutes with problem, or something like 3 or 4 problems.
Is it like the engine problems?
Oh my god, this is the
Oh my God.
Copy down the code. And you got this. Okay.
Okay, we got about 5, maybe 6 minutes left. Which one do you want to do? 22, 23, 24? 22. A boat can travel 36 miles downstream in 2 hours. Coming back upstream, the boat takes 3 hours. What is unsaid?
How long? No, the distance
The distance. What about the distance?
of the upstream
What about
doesn't say,
it? So what is it understood to be?
same.
It's the same, it's 36 miles. Okay? So we know that the distance downstream is the same as the distance upstream, it's 36 miles. Let me guys do a picture of this.
No.
Ah, draw a picture. Okay, there's my boat. Well, if my boat is going this way, downstream, what does that mean? The current is going which way?
Yeah.
Down, with the boat. Now think about that. If the current is going the same as the boat, or the same direction as the boat, what happens?
The boat goes faster
Why?
because it's two things at once.
Why?
Because it's like stream and boat, like
So if they're going faster, what operation is that going to be?
add.
Add. So, they add what? What am I going to add?
The rate of downstream. To the rate of current.
The rate of the downstream to the
No,
rate
rate of the still water plus the rate of the current.
Okay, so the
Well, we
rate
did that, we got
of the boat plus the rate of the current. What am I gonna do?
Find the rate of still water.
Because you just said that.
No, see, it's wrong, it should be times.
Oh, we did that, so we got it wrong.
No, we got it wrong because we got the still water wrong, because it's times.
No, it is.
Keep in mind that distance is equal to rate times time.
Exactly, it's rate.
Yeah, you just said you take
Just
15 and 15. Use the formula differently. It is.
So distance is equal to rate times time. But what is my rate?
Unknown.
Wow, it is kind of new.
Oh.
If you're in the boat,
15 miles per hour.
if you're in the boat, the full rate is the rate of the boat plus the rate of the current. So the full rate is the rate of the boat plus the rate of the current times the time. And that's equal to the distance.
Oh.
Distance is equal to rate times time. This is downstream. Well, what about upstream? Well, if we're going upstream, what's gonna happen?
So it's gonna be.
Like
They're gonna go the
They're
opposite.
gonna go the opposite way. So instead of driving my boat, now my current is going the opposite direction of my boat. So now,
It's two different steps.
so what am I gonna do? Different means what?
Subtract.
Subtract.
So which one's gonna be bigger?
Downstream.
What do you mean downstream?
Going.
Well, let me ask it this way. What would happen if the rate of my current was faster than the rate of my boat?
Then go back.
My boat would go backwards. Is my boat going backwards?
No.
No. How many guys have ever been in a river and not dropped your anchor? You're in a boat. Yeah, we're standing in a boat, okay? I have the anchor in my hand. My engine is off. Where's my boat gonna go?
It's gonna go back.
It's gonna go with the current. If my current's going that way, which way is my boat gonna go? That way. If my current's going that way, which way is my boat gonna go? It's gonna go that way. If I'm in a lake, there's no current, hopefully. If you're in a lake and your boat's moving one way or the other, get out of the lake. Some kind of monster. So, if we are going back and we are gonna make this, how would I relate these two rates? Would I still add them?
Yeah, but then you average it.
My rate is what?
Subtract. From the rate of still water.
So my distance is gonna equal my rate of my boat. How many guys know about Einstein? You guys don't know who Einstein is? Einstein's pretty famous for what? And don't tell me E is equal to MC squared.
What? Please stop.
Yes. Michael Jordan tries to replicate that, but he can't. Only one. All right? What else has he done for us? Theory of what?
Relativity.
Relativity. Okay? If you are standing on this boat and you're going this way, if I'm standing in the back of a train and I walk to the front of the train, if I'm standing in the back of the train going light speed, and I walk from the back of the train that is going at the speed of light to the front of the train, am I traveling faster than the speed of light?
No.
I'm just walking a normal distance. But if somebody is out standing watching this train go by, and they are able to watch me walk from the back to the front, then you are traveling faster than the speed of light. Because the train is traveling at the speed of light, you're traveling faster than the train. So relative to your position. Well, kind of the same thing here. If I'm in the boat, and my boat says that I'm going one rate, because it's measuring how fast my propeller is going, but it's adding the rate to the current. What is my real speed? Is it faster or slower than my speedometer?
Slower.
Actually faster. Because you're getting pushed. How many guys have ever paid attention to the screen in the airplane where it says airspeed and actual ground speed? You ever notice that they're not the same?
Yeah.
They're not. Why? Same thing. Sometimes you're going with the wind. Sometimes you're going against the wind. Okay? So this is the same thing. So I would take my rate of my boat and subtract the rate of my current. But I would still multiply it by my time. Okay? If my boat is going against the current, I subtract the rate of the current from the rate of my boat. That's the actual rate that I'm traveling. Well, what do you know about these two distances?
They're the same.
Oh, so does it matter how far it is? Okay. So you should be able to figure this out.
What?
You know the distance as well.
36.
Does it matter what the distance is? No, so what can I do with this and this?
Why don't we divide
Set that equal to each other, or set that equal to 36, set that equal to 36. So you know that the downstream is 2 hours. You know that the upstream is 3 hours.
Oh.
So now you know 2 equations with 2 unknowns. Solve for the unknown. Okay. Best thing I can tell you when you have a problem like this is sometimes to draw a picture or to think about it. What is happening? Okay, what is actually happening?
Wait, what? What?
36 is equal to the rate of the boat plus the rate of the current times 2 hours. Well, 36 is also equal to the rate of the boat minus the rate of the current. 3 hours. 3 hours.
Please solve them.
So you solve those 2 equations.
And I got RB is equal to 5 hours sleep. Well, there's a.
I got 0.
What?
0 is equal to 0. Oh, no.
This is I got RB is equal to 5 hours sleep.
No way.
What's RB again?
Rate of the boat.
Rate of boat is equal to 5 rate of current. What? Shit. This is what I think that. Oh, yeah, no, yes, yeah, I did it right.
Oh.
So what is it?
Use substitution.
So what is the rate of the boat it's still on?
36 equals, times 6 times 2.
Why?
Times 2.
So see, it's called.
It's working.
So 36 equals
Oh, the rate of the current is 3. So that means the rate of the boat is what?
So the rate of boat would be.
Oh. Oh.
RB times 2 is equal to what is it? RB plus 6 times 2 equal to 30. So rate of boat is equal to 15. This is equal to 15.
See, I got.
It is 15.
Ricky, I told.
Divide it like way down. It's so much easy.
Okay.
I'll be out for yeah. In golfing and destroying that we did it for last night. We did it. Yeah. Anything we got. We did it all.